What's Gucci with the YouTube veterans military? Today we're going to be talking about the differences between the VBA and the VA when it comes to adjudicating, processing medical evidence for veterans in order to get a VA disability rating or a denial. If you like this type of content, as always, like, share, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below your personal experience, personal opinion on this topic. Let's dive into the matrix. So first of all, we got to understand these two different things. VA medical is there to provide medical treatment, medication, examinations, whatever the case may be. Cool, Gucci, we all know, we understand that. Because majority of VA doctors do not provide veterans with sufficient medical evidence needed in order to build a sufficient VA disability claim, which includes what? Some of the foundations: a diagnosis, a DBQ, and an independent medical opinion, or infamous nexus letter. These are some of the things that VA doctors do not give. You may find one that is willing to help a veteran. There are some outliers. I'm not saying that all VA doctors, they're like, no, you will not get nothing from me. No soup for you. You know what I'm talking about? And it is raining. Hopefully, it'll put some serenity in this topic. You know what I'm talking about. Me. But we gotta understand that. On the flip side, the VBA, the Veterans Benefit Administration, they are there to render VA compensation, VA benefits, GI Bill, spousal payments and stuff like that. They're there to adjudicate all things VA benefits, claims, compensation. So whenever a veteran goes and they submit a claim, they need to have sufficient evidence, a sufficient request submitted in order to A, even get looked at, even make it to a processing state, or B, you're just going to get denied. You're just going to deny it off the rip. So, and you got to understand what is good medical evidence. Good medical evidence is medical evidence that is taken and recorded by your doctor, not by the veteran submitting medical literature, 500 pages, 200 pages. Who knows? I know a few buddies of mine, a good one, BC. I told him, hey, why are you submitting all this stuff with your claim? Like, if you don't have the complaints and the medical history, then you're not going to get service connected, or you're not going to get anything higher than a 0%. What he does, still submits that medical literature, and half those claims was denied. The other half, he got 0%. Then he's sitting over there like, why? I'm like, well, you just went in once in the last 5 years for something new, and you're trying to submit a claim for it. It's not going to work like that, especially if you don't have the in-service complaints. Now, we can take sleep apnea, for example. Sleep apnea VA claims, for example. He was a 20-year veteran. He retired. He got 90% off the rip. He waited like, probably 8 to 10 years to start trying to push to that 100%. And it is hard to go from 90 to 100, especially if you don't know what you're doing. So, hey, he tried to put in all these different claims, sleep apnea to be one of them, and sinusitis, rhinitis as well. What the VA did was they gave him 0% for both of those, for rhinitis and sinusitis. Cool. Then for sleep apnea, it wasn't so much on him, but it was mainly the VA's fault, because he submitted that claim. He submitted his sleep apnea claim as direct service. The VA processed it as a secondary claim. Regardless of anything, every claim that you submit to the VBA, they're supposed to take it into consideration. If the medical evidence supports direct service connected. If it supports secondary connected. Just the same as if it's the Pact Act presumptive, though service connected under that, or if it's TERA, service connected under that, service aggravation, whatever the case may be. There's many ways for service connection. Why did the VA single out just secondary to just something they just wanted to throw it on? The world will never know, but he's still in the appeals process. He's been in the appeals process since 2018, battling the VA. He submitted, denied. He went to higher level review, spoke, denied. He went to the appeals process, and he barely got into, SCMP exam. Hopefully this time he gets service connected for that sleep apnea, get that back pay, get your boy, I'm talking about, come adopt the Debo. But You gotta understand, you gotta be educated on the process. Something as small as that can be lost. Like you submit a claim, you don't even know why the VA is denying it, but you gotta read that decision letter. Okay, I know I submitted it as a direct service. Let me look at my documentation. If I filed alone, okay, cool. Maybe I made an error. If I filed with a VSO, Veteran Service Organization, Veteran Service Officer, then maybe they made an error. Okay, cool. No, they didn't. So have that VSO, if you got a VSO, have that VSO pull the information out of VBMS, the Veteran Benefit Management System. Check and see, how did it go wrong? Where did it go wrong? You know, these are some foundation, you know, this is some things that you could do if you had a VSO, a good one, or an accredited claims agent that has access to VBMS. I don't know a lot of lawyers who have access to it unless they're doing VSO duties on the side, but at least these two entities will be able to see what's actually going on with that claim, where did it go wrong, prior to you submitting a higher level review. Because hopefully, if they got access to VBMS, you can see what went wrong. You can present more accurately at that higher level review. Whenever you go in front of a senior VA rater, you'll be able to like, hey, you know, me and my VSO, we've been looking into VBMS, looking at all the documentation that has been submitted on my specific claim, and this is what occurred. I submitted direct. I didn't get a CMP exam for like 6-7 months, but I see the paperwork with this. I see the documentation that was with this specific VA rater. It was misprocessed. It was misadjudicated as a secondary to an already service-connected disability. Okay, cool. Yeah, I understand there are different types of service connection. However, I submitted this on a direct service basis. I didn't submit it on a secondary basis because I don't have medical evidence to support it being on a secondary basis. Cool. It would have been good right there. However, homeboy didn't listen. He had a VSO, but I don't think his VSO had access to VBMS. Didn't listen. He got denied at higher level review, and then he went through another 3 years in the appeals process, legacy appeals. I'm surprised he got seen as quickly as he did, but hopefully this time he gets service connected for that disability. But you gotta understand, VBA benefits. They're all about benefits, so you gotta understand, what does the VBA operate off of? CFR 38. As well as the M21-1 adjudication manual. That CFR 38 gives you a general idea of what a disability is going to need symptomology, severity-wise, when it comes to even putting in a claim. Now, if you want to see how the VA actually processes and adjudicates and what medical evidence they look for to address or to identify what specific percentage a veteran should be getting for a specific disability, that's the M21-1 adjudication manual. That is the bread and butter of that VA rater. What they're going to be looking at, it even gives examples. Some VA raters, they go off the examples. That's it. X, Y, and Z. Okay, cool. 10%, 0%. But you may have some who are experienced. That's their Bible. They got that, Tony Stark style in their office. They're over there like, no, okay, 50% for sinusitis, 50% for migraines, 50% for sleep apnea. You know what I'm talking about? But you gotta do your research. You gotta understand there's a difference between the two. So if you're not getting help from your VA doctor, change them up. See if you can change them. Keep complaining. Go to community care route. That is an option for us. Not a lot of VA doctors recommend that, because obviously it's taking a body out of the VA hospital and putting them into community care. With a civilian doctor, that's not going to be in their, in the VA's best interest. It's going to be more in your best interest. Or just completely say, hey, I'm not going to deal with anything VA. I'm just going to go pay for a private doctor, which you can do. It's in your power, especially if you're working. Take the private route. A lot of people don't want to take that because, that's $200 a month. Okay, that's $200 a month, or whatever the case may be. That's investing in your VA disability claim, pushing you, in your obtainment of medical evidence, diagnosis, CT scans, X-rays, MRIs, all the medical evidence that you need, sleep studies. in order to submit a sufficient VA disability claim. And 9 times out of 10, that private doctor is going to fill out a DBQ. They're going to fill out an IMO, provide you with a nexus letter. So why not invest in yourself? You know, instead of going out paying an individual doctor that you see on Reddit, you know, fucking Twitter, X, whatever the case may be, $4,000 for a DBQ and a nexus letter that may not even work, you know? But hey, as always, you like this type of content, let your boy know. Comment down below. Like the video if you made it this far. Definitely like the video. But hey, till next time, this motherfucking Debo out. Y'all stay Gucci with it.